good fun. Days like these are great. You get the whole industry together, and to have, companies and corporations like Interbet and Cape Racing who are so generous with sort of time and energy into making a day like this possible is it's fantastic for everyone.
Moving on to the second half of the program at Hollywoodbets Scottsville is race number 5 down the lane. It's over 1,200 meters. Looking at the betting, number 2 Intrepid's trading at around 7-2. You got number 3 Northern Warrior, who is the current favourite at 3-1. Number 5 Patronage at 5-1, who I thought was the stable elect with Rachel Veneker aboard. And then number 4 AJ's Captain at 6-1. The 2 interesting runners for me, number 2 Intrepid and number 4 AJ's Captain. They've both come right down in the merit ratings. Now, Dee's last time I did this show, Intrepid was around 33-1, and I made him one of the value selections. I said, I'm just waiting for him to turn the corner. There's something that's just been amiss with him. Last time out, he showed signs of life, showing a comeback could be on the cards. If he brings his A game, he could make this field look ordinary. If you look at those earlier runs to Isivungu, William Robertson, Barcelona, he was taking on the average rating of 103 and 104, and then things seemed to go pear-shaped.
Yeah, he's the type of horse that has got a very generous drop in the ratings, and his last start, the signs were there of him possibly coming back to his best. But the same can be said about number 4, AJ's Captain, who, with the Dean Kannemeyer stable, joined that yard in the beginning of the season, we'll say August. So Dean's had a few runs to try and work this horse out. And whilst he's been trying to work this horse out, the handicapper has given him some help as well. A horse that showed so much of potential as a 2-year-old, I don't know what goes wrong, with these horses, but we often hear that cliche that horses will lose the form, but they won't lose their ability. This is the type of horse that fits that mold, along with your selection, Intrepid Ruler. If he bounces back to some of that earlier form, in Cosmic Highway, Waterbury Lane, those were good runs. If he can bounce back to some of that earlier form, I think he's a massive runner here. And the one thing that I like is that Dean has tried him over 14 and 1600 meters, and he must have said, no, let's just go back to basics now. The horse's best form when he started off his career, where he showed pace and speed. Let's try and inject that pace and speed into him now over this 1200 meter trip, because he did show some pace and speed last time out. I think he's the joker of the pack here, number 4, AJ's Captain. But what I've done in the PA, Sheldon, I've included your selection, number 2, Intrepid, from Alison Wright's stable, and I've included number 3, Northern Warrior, who is the proven horse, over the course and distance. He's run well. He's got an apprentice claiming 1.5 kgs, and I think he could be the stable elect. So I've gone 2 and 3, but with a lot of respect for 4.
I'm glad you mentioned number 4, AJ's Captain, because I've been crying for him to come back to a sprint. I don't believe this horse stays.
Yes.
Although he did win his maiden over 1400, he ran second to Waterbury Lane over 1400. They've tried him up to the 1600, and I've just been waiting for him to come back to a 1200. The merit rating's down to a 76. I'll be having 2 bets, 7-2 Intrepid and 6-1 AJ's Captain, and that's me.
And that could be the exacta play as well.
100%.
Yeah, that could be the exacta play as well. Numbers 2 and 4, and then sandwich in between. If you're a bridge man, if you don't know about bridge, the next time you meet me at the races, I'll tell you about it. Because I've lost many a pick sixes leaving out the bridge. You work it out. 2 and 4, what's the bridge? Don't leave that out. Race number 5. So there's some value there with numbers 2 and 4, and then Rainbow Northern Warrior is the horse that I'll be including in all bets. It's a small field, but it could be a very exciting race. Race number 5, Hollywoodbets Scottsville.
The betting, the not so much anymore, is more down to my own fault. I need to get studying again to get the edge back. But yeah, it's a great product. I love the exchange. It's really, in my opinion, one of the better bookmakers, if not the best bookmaker out there.